That's at the basis of our entire mission, is providing for the health and welfare of our community. And that community to us means everything from under the soil horizon, all the livestock underneath the soil, right up through the plant communities into our lovely animals and the wildlife, and that feed on those plant communities, and then the human beings that feed on the animals that feed on the plant communities. And so it's that entire community system and how it all comes together that we're concerned with. And that's what we mean by community-powered farming. I mean, quite honestly, we don't exist without our human community. We don't exist without any of those communities. I started out looking for a way to come back to eating meat. The CAFO models, feedlots, those kinds of things, I came to understand that was not a great way to raise animals, and it was also something that was resulting in some health issues if you ate those products. I wanted to be healthy, and finding my way to being healthy meant, what we started with, which was grass-fed only beef. That built into a passion for mostly grazing livestock on pasture. So both Beth and I led wilderness trips for years. That adventurous spirit was captured in the act of farming in an amazing way.
The farm that we had purchased in 1999 was at the end of a dirt road high up in the hills with state forest behind it. And it was a magical place. So we had 2 yurts that we brought people to enjoy the land, and we had a farm adventure camp. So it had multi-layers of bringing people to a beautiful spot, and all the while growing our farm business.
We had a mentor, Doug Flack, who helped us figure out how to build fence and things like that. And there were very few, when we went to farmers market, we'd be the only ones, and people would be very excited that we were there. We were also our product was not great. What that did is it spurred us to learn about grass and to learn about the whole process of building a forage chain that would add both nutrient density and flavor to our beef. Learning that part of it and improving our pastures is what it was really all about. And then the realization that improving our pastures was much more about improving the soil underneath was revelatory for us as well. And that's when things really started to turn for us. The goal for us has been to improve as we produce, right? And that, so it's disturbing the soil, allowing other plants to express at the same time, dropping fertility in the form of manure into that area, and then allowing it to recover fully before we ever come back to it again. And we're, through that process, we're building soil organic matter. We're actually capturing carbon. We're creating topsoil that can absorb a tremendous amount more water and hold more water than it did before. And throughout the farm, we've added between 1.5% and 3% soil organic matter just in the last 10 years, and that represents a tremendous amount of biological activity and water holding capacity that just didn't exist here before. So from our perspective, we're regenerating, we're building, we're improving each season. And we're not just sustaining the environment that we found when we got here. We've also been very careful to have buffers between our animal activity and any surface water sources like the river and streams that we have around here. The fact that we're seeing things like skunks and possums and bobcats and fox and coyote and bear really coming through, and of course deer coming through the farm ecosystem. We'll have, you know, we'll have wild turkeys visiting our farm turkeys every year. And all of these things are things that we didn't see 30 years ago. They just weren't there. And now we've invited those back in through our management practices. We've learned enough that we can now share some of the best practices that we've learned. We're out there helping people to learn how to graze effectively, to learn how to graze poultry in particular, which is very different from ruminants. We've learned how to process as well, slaughter and process poultry, so that's something that we're sharing on a wide scale. We're involved nationally with the American Pastured Poultry Producers Association. We've both gained a tremendous amount of knowledge from all of the folks involved with that, and also given back many of the things that we've learned in our situation. We're all living the same challenges in farming, so we get to interact with folks that are having problems with mortality and problems with grow out. Because we've been through all of those things ourselves, we are in a position to help people solve those problems, and we do on a regular basis. Even though, you know, we're selling chicken and these other farms are selling chicken, never think of them as kind of our competition in any way. The better that one farm does is going to raise the tide for all of us. And so we just want everyone to do well. We're helping with the processing. If they do well, then they're going to have more birds. They're going to bring us more birds. We're going to be just building kind of an alternate to kind of conventional chicken here in Vermont that everyone can enjoy regardless of where they live.
The feedback that I love to hear and interact with is the fact that people know that it's different. It tastes better. The texture is different. The skin on the chicken is crispier. They can tell it in the color of the pork. It's different than conventional.
Food is medicine. It really can make the difference between health and illness. And there are a lot of people who come to us because our products serve that need for them. I've always been astonished when you move a set of broilers forward. They have feeders that are full of grain. They're going forward. They're finding little bugs. They're eating a clover here and there. They're doing all these different things. They're scratching through the ground and unearthing delectables that we can't even see. And all of that combines to build a whole different kind of protein profile. When you have that diverse diet and they also have access to fresh air and sunshine, that ends up being the most delicious and the healthiest possible product that they can buy.
The community is so vast that we have, it's amazing to have the ability to raise an animal to feed people, and that, you know, when they have so many choices and so many stores, and they've made that choice to be a part of buying locally, buying from Maple Wind Farm, is a really powerful thing for me to have that effect and have that connection with people.
We have a number of things on the farm that have become waste in the past that we've composted that honestly have a tremendous amount of food value in them. 28% of a chicken is a very low value back or frame. We have found a way to upcycle that waste by grinding it and then dehydrating it and repackaging it as premium, nutrient-dense, very delicious pet treats.
Our customers are really mindful that we are using our pasture-raised chicken to make the treats out of. And when I make that quick mention of we're saving a lot of product from the compost pile, somehow a light just kind of lights up and they're like, oh, that's great to know. That is their response. So it even makes it more important for this growing market that we see in our future.
Maple Wind Farm is about kind of three main things. It's about providing people access to products that will keep them healthy and happy going forward. It's about healing our watershed and building soil quality, and then providing services to the agricultural community that allows them to serve their mission. The fact remains that the definition of adventure is outcome uncertain, and the outcome of any small farm here in Vermont is uncertain unless the community gets behind it. Supporting this operation outside of kind of the traditional financial system here in our country is supporting human, plant, and soil health in a way that our broader system does not. We've always existed because the community support has been there, and now we're looking for continued support to perpetuate this essential part of our food system forward into the future, beyond what the founders have ever dreamed of.